Are you getting signs in your 3D reality? Does that mean that your manifestation is about to come in? Or does that mean it's already here? What qualifies as a sign? Are there things that aren't signs? Let's talk about that and so much more. Hi, I am Maria with I Am Maria Boss. Most of you know me from TikTok because I have a pretty substantial amount of followers on there and growing every single day. I am your favorite and most loved manifestation coach in the world because I'm effing awesome. I do offer one-on-one coaching. The link is below in the description, and how to follow me on all the other platforms like Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. What qualifies as a sign? For me, it's major movement in your reality, something that was not there before. That signifies that you are now in a new state. You are in a different reality. Signs can be when it comes to like a specific person. It could be something as you getting contact after a long time of no talking, you running into their family members, something really out of the blues happening, something not normal, right? Like let's say you're applying for this really big job. You sent your resume and you haven't heard anything, but all of a sudden you're getting all these offers from other companies. For DMs on LinkedIn are just blowing up and you're getting all these companies wanting you. That's usually a birds before land. That can happen with a job, with the money that you want, or with your specific person. Another thing that can qualify as a sign, maybe all these exes come out of the woodwork, or you just start getting hit on like crazy. Maybe you've been on the dating apps, but you're trying to date your specific person, so you're trying to have fun in the meanwhile. On the dating apps, you're like this hot commodity. You're matching with all these people that you find attractive, and now you're going on all these dates. That could be significant movement as well, as long as it doesn't coincide with what's normal. So to me, a sign is something that is out of the ordinary, something that tells you you are no longer in that reality. And sometimes it could be as subtle as other people in your reality getting what you want. Let's say you're manifesting marriage with your specific person, but there's been no movement, right? Like maybe you're not seeing movement from their side, but all of a sudden everyone in your reality is starting to get engaged and people are starting to get married out of the woodwork. That's a sign that you've entered the states. A lot of times people would say that that doesn't mean you're going to get what you want, but it does, especially if it's not what's been going on. If like the last few weeks or the last few days, like all you keep finding out of is about engagements or pregnancies. Let's say you're trying to get pregnant and all of a sudden everyone's pregnant. Guess what? You've entered the state. The truth is, this can be a kind of challenging thing to wrap your mind around, especially when you're new to law of assumption. I was kind of that way in the beginning myself, and even a little bit throughout the journey. Instead of realizing like, hey, dodo, that means it's here now, there's like nothing else to be done, I always thought, oh, that just means it's gonna come. The truth is, can that get in the way of you getting what you want? Possibly, because people do tend to get stuck in this rut of, oh, there's a sign, and there's a sign, and there's a sign. That means it's gonna be coming soon. Remember, whatever you start becoming and start believing, that avatar you become, like the movie Avatar, when that guy jumps into the avatar body, he becomes that person on Pandora. It's the same thing for you. When you're getting all these signs in your reality, you are already in that reality. Nothing more needs to be done. But if we become this person that thinks that it's coming, right? Because we don't manifest what we want, we manifest what we are. And if we start believing that it's going to be in the future sometime, or maybe next week or next month, we sometimes can hold ourselves back from getting the manifestation that we want. Listen, I'll be really honest, this isn't the case for everyone. It kind of depends on your belief system, but this is where a lot of people get it wrong. Instead of trusting that it's here, they're doubting themselves. They're like, oh, that means it's about to come. But remember, if you keep thinking that eventually it's gonna come or it will come, we'll always be waiting for it. It's really important that when you start seeing these signs, that you understand and you have this faith, it's done. There's nothing more to be done. If you want to continue to live in the end when you think about it, sure, you can. But honestly, all you have to do anytime you think about it, be like, it's mine, it's here. I've jumped to that reality. And the truth is, when you start embodying that more and you let this be your definition, things come so much faster because you are no longer the person waiting for it or the one day it will come or in the far future. There's nothing to wait for. Remember, time is not real. Time is an illusion. Linear time doesn't really exist. We use it as like a measuring system to think of the past or the future or the now. The only thing that really does exist is the now. The past and the future is all happening simultaneously at the same time. So you're never waiting for anything. You're never actually waiting for anything because that reality already exists. You are just becoming it and then reflecting it out into your 3D reality. And the moment you see those signs, it is here, my friends, and it is a matter of probably minutes to hours or possibly a day or two until you see that reflection outside of you. Signs will vary from individual and person because we're all uniquely different. We all have different assumptions about life and have had different experiences. So that doesn't mean necessarily that the signs that I have experienced or my clients have experienced are going to be exactly the same, one size fits all for all of you, but you will notice. Normally, the number one sign that it is a sign is whatever is coming to you has something to do with the thing you're trying to manifest. Let's say that you have a friend that owes you $5,000. And all of a sudden, everybody in your reality that owes you money on top of them is all of a sudden paying you back. Maybe your friend Sally that borrowed $20 last week just Venmo'd you today. And now all of a sudden, your friend Bob that owed you $100 from 2 weeks ago just paid you back, even though they weren't planning on paying you for another 2 weeks. That is birds before land in essence. A sign can also appear to be a bridge of incidents, like I mentioned earlier, you running into someone, or maybe you're at Starbucks trying to get a latte and then the manager that you just interviewed with for that huge job at Wells Fargo is in line too and is like, "Hey, John, wow, great to see you. How you been? I've been thinking about you since the interview." That is movement as well. So signs kind of go together with bridge of incidents. That means things are moving. They have changed. You have entered a brand new state, a brand new reality. You are not the old timeline anymore. Signs are a number one indication that you shifted. It's done. It's been done. Here's the truth. That alternate reality exists. You just have to become it in order for it to be reflected into your 3D reality. And the moment it is, it will be shown in your 3D reality and you will notice some kind of difference. You're gonna be like, "That's out of the ordinary. I wonder if that's a sign." And I'm telling you, if it's something that is not normal or natural or something that you have experienced before, especially when it comes to that specific manifestation, your specific person, a job, money, a house, whatever, that is your sign that it is here. Goddard always said, "Signs do not precede, they follow." What does that actually mean? That means that if you're getting signs, that means it's done. Your reality is done. There's nothing more to be done. You're in that timeline now. Signs do not happen before. They happen after you're in this state, when you are finally that person. This is where a lot of people seem to get it wrong. And I myself have been guilty of this in the past when explaining what signs actually are. It's really important to change your beliefs around this because there is a big difference between it about to be here or it coming or it in the near future versus it is here. It is done. I have nothing more to do. Think about that. Those are two different energy. This energy of, oh, there's more to be done and it's not done and that just means it's gonna come. Well, if you're embodying that and constantly thinking that when you're thinking signs, you're gonna get stuck in a loophole of manifesting more signs and it almost being here. And I've been guilty of this myself when it comes to certain manifestations. And even though I've always known that signs precede, they don't follow, I'm like, well, it's just around the corner. It'll happen next week. And then another couple days will pass by, another week, and then sometimes even months. It's really important to understand this because this one thing can completely shift how fast things happen for you. When the signs are there, baddies, there's nothing more to be done other than just have faith that you're in that reality. You are that new avatar. You are that version of that person, and just sit back and relax and let the good times roll. Follow to learn manifesting the right way.